What is tasteless, odorless, invisible, ever-changing, abundant, and found all over the world. Like an epidemic, it becomes part of a person's life from the onset of existence and continues to remain as long as man inhabits the earth. Music is a thriving universal constant that connects people all over the world in a general sense. It gives insight into our cultures as well as ourselves as individuals. Unfortunately, because music is so ingrained in our lives on a daily basis and is found everywhere a person goes, including in their minds and even in the shower for some of us, we tend to take it for granted. Now let's take a few minutes to shed light on how music plays important roles in people's lives while connecting them to all of mankind in general through social, emotional, and mental contexts. The first spotlight that affects one's life can be found socially. Music has the ability to bring people together almost as well as food. It helps to provide an escape from the rest of the world in its own way by becoming available everywhere people are, even in elevators and stores. Music also allows people to share what they have in common collectively by expressing themselves individually. One social example would be used with all of the items in front of me. A music book or a boombox, for instance. Music also allows people to express themselves individually from the clothes they wear, such as any bands or concerts, or even going to concerts themselves. The musicians and the listeners for any type of music interaction actually helps to connect people, but allows them to have their own individual sense and experience. Now that we discussed the social effects of music, we can now get a little more personal and talk about the emotional effects of music. Music has a way of tapping into our emotions and affects our mood oftentimes. How many songs have you heard that you fell in love with the first time you heard them? They're usually songs that are hard to forget and often influence the mood we're in. For instance, if we're in a good mood, we're going to listen to happy and upbeat music. Club music if you feel like dancing, or maybe if we're in a somber mood or feeling more relaxed, we'll listen to, I guess, maybe classical music to help calm us when we're sleeping, or just maybe some of our favorite ballads. There are also songs that actually can provide a physical comfort and calming sensations, and usually help to relax people's emotions and feelings and establish different moods. For instance, your mood would change if you were listening to Frank Sinatra versus Elvis Presley, or maybe even Marvin Gaye versus someone like a contemporary musician like Josh Groban. Another valuable emotional benefit of music is that it helps to tie memories together in a person's brain. It's sometimes so effective that the last song that we usually hear before we turn off the radio in the car or turn off the radio to go to bed or wherever we happen to be is the last one that sticks in our head for most of the day. Important memories in our lives are also enhanced when music is related. Like maybe the first song or a few of the songs at weddings or anniversaries or birthdays even, maybe even from people's first kiss. And another cool thing about music that most people don't even realize or pay attention to would be how it helps to promote fundamental changes that we all go through in life, such as, maybe if you were alive and around when Elvis was, you can relate to how the music of that time frame has changed a lot to maybe people in this generation and generations to come. It helps to tie everything together very nicely throughout a person's life and their memories of all stages. Perhaps one of the most beneficial advantages of music that would carry into a person's life while brilliantly leaking into one's professional life would be its influence on the mind. There are very intricate benefits to those who have had or have musical backgrounds because reading music helps to exercise the left side of the brain as well as adding to all of the hand, eye, foot coordinations that many musicians and singers can relate to. And for those who do not play music or have never actually attempted to, sing, dance, what have you, music can actually reduce stress levels by listening to certain ones at the same time, sort of like the emotionally, connections that people make, as I discussed earlier. Perhaps the more popular knowledge of how music affects our brains and our minds would be classical music, and the various studies done when people listen to calming and thought-provoking selections. It actually improves test scores all in itself. Music is a special part of each individual's life and always has different and unique meanings to all those who listen to it or appreciate what it has to offer. That can mean even, listening to the songs on the radio or going to concerts or even, playing music for a short time as a child.